moments of moving from there to here, between the stars and the moonlight's glare, capturing a glimpse of the light so rare, brightly shining our hearts declare. Radiant hearts, you shine so bright in the diamond moments of love and light, in the warmth of the love we show, the golden glimpse of our diamonds glow. Kind
Hello, my beautiful viewers on E360. I hope that you are having an amazing day. And I know for some of you are very early, and for some of you are very late, and for some of you, you're almost going to bed because we learn as a Mrs. Spots, and I'm going to explain Mrs. Spots, that there is 24 hours in a day. And we have 51 countries representative in the Diamond Beauties. I almost give our magazine out name, Diamond Beauties Forever group. So let me explain Mrs. Potts quickly, and then I'm going to ask the beautiful ladies to introduce themselves, and then we're going to have an amazing show. So I know that all of you know Beauty and the Beast. And in Beauty and the Beast, there's a Mrs. Spots. She's the housekeeper that wants to make everybody happy. And she also loves her little boy called Chip. So I wanted to do something about our beautiful group of ladies. I have spoken, yesterday I spoken to 495 coffee chats in 2 years and 8 months, and loneliness was almost 90% of the people that I talked to. Loneliness was part of their every day they were lonely. And just God gave me this beautiful vision with the teapot for Mrs. Potts. And we started in August last year. We had seven five, and then became seven Mrs. Potts, beautiful ladies that have half an hour, a space for any lady in our group to be able to phone in on Zoom. There were no recording, but they will be able to phone in, and this incredible host have had this diamond tea parties for anyone that felt like they need to be seen, they need to be heard, and sometimes they need to be inspire others by the same light or heart like people. So I'm truly so excited that we have now, for since August, a year after we have started with Mrs. Spots, we now have 15 Mrs. Spots, and we have two amazing stand-ins. Mrs. Spots will be able to stand in anytime when a Mrs. Spots cannot do her session. So we have a contingency plan. I always remember working in corporate for so many years. Most of the time, do you have a contingency plan? And I can say, yes, we have a contingency plan. So beautiful Portia, she is one of our stand-ins, and then she will also be able to take any show that Mrs. Spots cannot do, she will be able to do. So no further ado, I cannot wait for all of you to meet my amazing Mrs. Potts. So, my beautiful ladies, I am going to ask you to introduce yourself, and then I would also love you to tell us what is your beautiful tea party's name, and also on what day is your party. So, if I can start with Cindy, my beautiful Cindy, all over to you.
Thanks, Sanet. It's a pleasure to be here. Hi, everybody. So, my name is Cindy Eddington, and I'm a transformational life coach and holistic healer. I specialize in working with women that are navigating the aftermath of divorce, really trying to empower them because I've been through that. I've walked in their shoes. I'm the Friday Mrs. Potts. I'm based in Fairport, New York, in the USA. So I start our Friday Mrs. Potts at 9 a.m. And I've been with the Mrs. Potts for quite a bit of time now, haven't I, Sanat? So, and it's been a pleasure to be a part of this beautiful community and organization.
Wow, thank you. And tell us, what is your Mrs. Potts tea party name?
Thank you for the reminder. So mine is Tranquil Hearts, a cup of comfort. So it's all about having cozy conversations that can start your day. And I welcome
Oh,
anybody to come in and join us.
wow, I love that. And I love particularly the way that you start the show with a card, a wisdom card or an angel card. I'm not too sure what the card naming conventions, maybe you can just help me with that. But
Sure,
then,
sure. So yeah, it's Oracle cards. So I actually took a course at the beginning of the year to figure out it's something fun. I was like, okay, I want to learn a little bit more about this. So I took a little quiz to find out what would be the best type of cards for me, and it came up as Oracle cards. And so they're just these beautiful set of cards. They're from Colette Baron Reid. Give a plug to her. Beautiful set of cards. And so I like to start up. It's like kind of a little icebreaker. So I'll pull a card, I'll shuffle them up and say, okay, set the intention of what does somebody need for today, or what does the group need to hear today? And I'll shuffle the cards and then I'll draw one and I'll take a picture of it so that I can actually share it on the Zoom screen. And then I don't tell anybody what the message is or what it actually means. And then we kind of go around the room and everybody basically says what they see and how they feel and what their thoughts are about the message that's on the card. And then after we're all done, then I'll go through and there's a little book that comes with it that has a beautiful like message that comes along with it. And it's just been a really great way for us to like connect and have fun, but also learn a lot about each other and our perspectives and what we bring to the world. So it's been, I think it's a really fun way to like start the conversation.
wow, I love it. I love it. Thank you. Thank you, my beautiful Cindy. I will be coming back to you. So, our brand new Mrs. Potts that is going to have her first tea party next week. Oh, I cannot wait for your tea party, my beautiful Mary. Can you introduce yourself and also tell us your name of your tea party and on what day of the week is that?
Yes, I'm so happy to get started next week. My tea party is called, well, actually, first I'll introduce myself. My name's Mary Robinson, and I'm from Fremont, Nebraska. And I'm an author, and I became an author because I'm a two-time cancer survivor. And so I didn't know that my road was going to go that way. But I really wanted to give others hope and inspire others so that they can get through any challenges that they have, and hopefully my strategies that I use to get through my tough times works for them. And I'm also a teacher, and so I pair holistic energy, Reiki, uh, a healing touch, and anything that I can do to help others reach their goals. And so I have a business called Kaleidoscope Energy, and I'm going to start the tea party on Monday at 2 p.m. Central time. So I don't know if that if that helps anybody make it the Central Time part, and it is called Fill Your Cup. And I really want to have a safe haven for people to converse and connect.
I love it. I love it. Thank you so much, my beautiful Mary. And then, my beautiful Portia, you actually had a show for quite a long time, but you are going to study now, so you don't know how your classes is going to be. But please, first of all, to introduce yourself, tell us what your, if you even stand in what your cup of tea party will be, the naming convention, and tell us. What did you do in your beautiful Mrs. Potts when when you had it a regular on a Saturday?
Well, first of all, Sanet, I extend my gratitude to be here. So, for those who don't know me, I'm Portia Booker, TV producer, podcast host, and also I like to call myself the gratitude queen sometimes. So, my Mrs. Potts, I'm your former Saturday Mrs. Potts, where we come together in the fun house. You guys know what it's all about in the fun house, where we inhale puns and exhale sarcasm. I'm like a Jacqueline in the box. You don't know what you're going to get, and neither do I. So in our Saturday Mrs. Potts the Fun House, we start off with my gratitude wheel that I created when I went to a retreat last year in February. And so the wheel has every single letter of the alphabet. and we go around, we spin it, and we talk about, depending on the letter that it lands on, we focus on what we're grateful for in our life that, centers on that letter. So we've had the letter V, we've had the letter G, we've had H, we've had A, we've had B. And I like to really open up the platform to really hear what other people are grateful for in their life, because there's so much that we can be grateful for. I'm a firm believer that with an attitude of gratitude, there is nothing that can be lost. And and what was the other question? So now I kind of like lost my train of thought. What was your other question?
No, and you're going to study now, so you're going to be our stand-in.
Yes. Yes, that is correct. So I will be the fill-in for our newer Mrs. Potts or any of our current ones who are, need a little break from the, delivering to people. And I'm still going to keep it the fun house, right? Because I think a lot of times we get so fixated on what's going wrong in our life, all the busyness, that we need a cup of fun. We need a cup of Joe to make us laugh. We need something to make our bellies hurt from just pure fun and randomness. Because I mean, Cindy, you've been in mine. Sine, you've been in mine. Sinette, you've been in mine. We don't know what we're going to get when Portia comes in the room. And I just like to keep things lighthearted because, as those of you know, I talk about my grief journey a lot. And I am in the process of going back to school. By the way, I will share this. Orientation is next Thursday and Friday. So I'm super excited. Um, and yeah, and I just really want to keep things lighthearted for people, because we're all grieving something in our life that we don't always talk about. And I just want people to be able to express themselves, know that they're heard, and that all grief, all losses deserve ample time for grief. So that's what I'm going to focus on. I'm really excited.
Wow, amazing! And I'm sure you can remember Sunay and Cindy, when Portia come in as a minion or as a superwoman or as a what was it other costume she had the other day? It was part of the. Oh yeah, look there.
Wasn't it Wonder Woman? You came as Wonder
Yes.
Woman one time.
It's
It was Wonder
wonderful.
Woman.
And
Yeah.
then what was that other one when you go to the Scarlet Affairs, that dress, that type of thing?
Oh, you talking
Z-
about the warrior?
Yeah, the Zenian warrior or something
Yes.
like that. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, yeah, I remember that. I also want that one of those things when I go to New Zealand, that the minion, because my grandchildren love minions. Thank you, my beautiful Portia. And another amazing brand new Mrs. Potts. She's going to have her first tea party tomorrow. My beautiful Christine, I am so proud of you. Can you introduce yourself? Tell us what is your name of your amazing tea party and when. I know I said Friday, so but you can also mention the time and the date, the time and the day. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, I'm Christine Williamson, and my tea party is going to be come in and connect. And so my focus is moms and putting the me back in mummy, redefining motherhood on your own terms. And so for me, coming into the tea party is just all about breathing and just being who you are in that moment. And life can get hard, and so I focus on the power of and. So things can be really hard, and there's something that you can look forward to, that you can be grateful for, that you can see the beauty and the wonder and the power of possibility. So that is what I will be focusing on, women, and time, 1 p.m. Pacific time.
I love it. And my beautiful viewers out there, you will see me and Cindy have put on our glasses. And if you have a pair of glasses at home, please go and grab it. And every time somebody says something and they it gives you goosebumps, I just need to make sure to if they give you goosebumps, you just put on your glasses because it will remind yourself that you have heard something profound and that you must remember that. And that's an excellent way to showcase my beautiful guest. You have moved me. And now I always also remember what she said, because that's a two-way. And I bet you, my beautiful ladies, you didn't know the second part of why I'm putting my glasses on. It's because I need to remember. Clever, clever. So, Sunaki, I just had to quickly mute you. You unmute yourself again. Please, can you introduce yourself and tell us also what is going to be your amazing tea party? And you had your first one on Tuesday, and can I just say, we were crying, we were laughing, and it was truly amazing. So, please, all over to you.
Hi, Sanet. I love everyone. Apologies for the noise. I had to get my glasses. So I'm Sunay Swanepoel from the lovely Cape Town. I'm a self-awareness and personal growth coach, an author, holistic wellness advocate, and also the editor-in-chief of Diamond Moments magazine. And I work with women who want to find their self-worth, their voice, and who wants to connect deeply with themselves. I inspire self-awareness and enthusiasm for personal mastery, helping them to create the life that they once thought was impossible. And the name of my show, my Mrs. Pot show, is, wait for it, The Butterfly Effect. Oh, thank you for that. So I love butterflies. I love butterflies. It's part of my coaching, and that's why I chose the name, the butterfly effect. They say if the wings of a butterfly fall in one part of the world, it can cause a tornado in a different part of the world. And for me, that's the effect that we as women and mothers can have. If we bring the changes about in ourselves, it can spill over to our children and to the greater community. And so in my show, I like to find a song, music speaks to me. We listen to a part of the song and we talk about the song, how it's relevant to us. And then we follow the stream to where we go. And my show, like you said, Sanet, is on a Tuesday morning, 9 o'clock, South African time, SAST time.
And for all the ladies on that first in our mornings, I mean the New Zealand, Australian, Indonesia, Taiwan, Vietnam. We've got a lady now in Vietnam as well. So my beautiful ones, you all welcome to join unfortunately for Eastern Standard Time, Pacific Standard Time. No, Pacific, maybe you can join, but it will be like 11 o'clock in the evening for you. But now we are catering for 24 hours in the different time zones in the world. How incredible. Yesterday, I wait till 1 o'clock to be on Michelle's session. And tonight or tomorrow morning, 2 a.m., I will be on Barbara's one. But I promise the ladies it will only be once off, because I cannot do it every time. But for the first time, I will be there. So I am truly excited. Before I'm going to ask you a set of questions, I know that most of you were at our reveal of our Diamond Mama magazine on Monday. And my husband will be finishing with the coding today, because they had an opening and everything with the archery. So he said, Sanet, I could not even get to what you asked me to do. But today you will be doing that. You will be helping me so I can then put the magazine out to everyone. But I know, Cindy, you were there. Did you love the beautiful article that between me and Sunay have done for the Mrs. Spots for this month? Oh, are you
Let me
muted?
unmute myself here. Yes. Oh, I thought it was fantastic. And I was telling Sunay before, and I just, it's fantastic. Each and every issue just keeps getting better and better and better. And of course, it was really nice to see Mrs. Potts highlighted so people get a better view of like what we're doing, and all of the information is there. What I love is how she's made it so interactive. So if you go into the magazine, you can simply click on it and it will literally like take you, gives you all the details to the Mrs. Potts, or you can join right from there. So Sine is she's a master when it comes to like putting together all of the tech that needs to go into something like that. So I thought it was spectacular.
Thank you so much. And then now she just dropped off. I'm sure she will come back in a minute. I think, Christine, you were also there. Portia, you and Mary was not there, but I think you saw it, Christine. So what did you think about the Mrs. Potts article?
Pretty much what Cindy said. I was like, I don't know what else to add to other than what Cindy said. She covered it pretty well. I thought that the tech on it was amazing. The graphics were amazing. The wording was awesome. Very, very inviting. And yeah, I thought that it was very well done.
Wow, thank you. Thank you. So next month, my beautiful ladies, I'm going to ask you, or this month, I'm going to ask you to do a short video, and we will incorporate a short video in Mrs. Potts for next month. So my beautiful Sunay, everybody was saying how amazing the Mrs. Potts is. So from me to you, I want to say thank you so much for everything that you have done. I love the wiggle wiggle. Join. You can click on the wiggle wiggle link to join. That's so beautiful. So my beautiful ladies, are you ready to for your questions? I'm going to ask the question for all of you. So here is the first question. What inspired you, Cindy, to become a Mrs. Potts?
You it was so the story is it was a complete surprise. Sinette called myself and Nicole, who's not here today, but she's another one of the Mrs. Potts, and we just had a conversation. And Sinette said, I just had a vision of the two of you coming in to join the Mrs. Potts show. I had no idea what I was signing up for. But because of the interaction, the coffee chat that I had had with you, we're soul sisters. There was just such a deep connection of love immediately, and I just found myself saying, I just can't say no. Of course, I'm going to say yes, and it was something new and just delightful. What a way to like come into a new community and make friends. Because I too was a lone wolf all by myself. I'm a solopreneur, and so it was what a great way to connect with other women who are seeking the same, getting together with like-minded women who really are seeking the same connection and friendship. So that's what inspired me. But you were the big driver of the whole thing, Sanat.
Oh wow, that's amazing! And because you are on the screen today, because the other Mrs. Potts will come, the whole of August is all dedicated to our Mrs. Potts. Um, can you say? I think that the question will be, but can you just tell the ladies how do you feel to be a Mrs. Potts?
Amazing. It's been such a great experience for me. One of my goals was to put myself out there even more and to give back more. And so this was a really great opportunity to be of service in a really special and unique way. But it also feeds my soul. Being together with other women, there's something about that, especially when you get into a group of women who are all seeking the same, right? We're all seeking growth and learning from one another, and that is just so incredibly special and beautiful, and it fills my soul. Yeah.
I love it. I love it. And my beautiful Mary, I know you didn't have your first session, so I will not ask the second question. But what inspired you to become a Mrs. Potts?
Well, I have to agree with Cindy. You did Sonnet. I would have never thought of doing this because I'm just kind of shy a little bit on camera and whatnot. But I do love to help others. And I feel like this will break me out of my shell. Again, Cindy mentioned, stepping out of the comfort box a little bit. Maybe you didn't say it in those words, but I really want to connect with others and be a safe place to converse and share ideas and anything else that comes along. So,
Wow,
and be heard. I think that's important too.
I love that. And you put your own spice on your own session. There's nobody that's going to tell you, no, that's not right. And for you, I love that because you can do anything you put your mind to. And I love that of you. My beautiful Portia, what inspired you to become Mrs. Potts? But please tell them what you thought about the idea or thought about me the first time I asked you.
Well, let me say from an inspirational standpoint, Snap, I don't think I had a choice. I was voluntold from the beginning that I was going to be a Mrs. Potts because the first coffee chat me and you had, Snap, you were telling me you had an opening for your Mrs. Potts, and you're like, I'm ready to announce that you're our Mrs. Potts, but I need your confirmation. I'm like, well, geez, I didn't even have a day to think about it. I didn't even have a day to like wash my hair to like think about, okay, is this the right move? What am I gonna do? Right. And so I initially, yes, I was voluntold. And then because Cindy, your heart is so big, like to what Cindy and Mary just said, how can we say no to somebody who has a vision, who's very deeply heart centered, who has a gift of wanting to help people? How can you not say no to being of service to people in the world? So I couldn't say no. So I said, you know what? Okay, let me give it a shot. Because, of course, I consulted my soul mothers. I'm like, look, y'all, this crazy lady who I just met online is asking me to host this thing. I don't know how I feel about it. And they're like, Portia, just say yes. Just say yes. You never know. So I said yes. And I can honestly say that doing it helped me kind of what you were saying, Mary, is to open you up to new opportunities, open you up to different experiences and to help you grow. Because my very first Mrs. Potts, y'all know I was running late. It seemed like my Mrs. Potts started at 8:30 in the morning. And I woke up for my very first Mrs. Potts at 8:25 in the morning. I had nothing on, had to hurry up, take the fur kit out for P o'clock, then had to be on the Zoom call, had to get myself together. Literally, I looked like a squirrel just attacked me and just ran across the street and got food type of thing. It was just awful and bad, but I still made it work. And this is this is why we call it the fun house because you never know what's going to happen. So
And that is
I
a
don't mean to make everybody laugh like it's comedy hour, but to the point, I couldn't say no. I'm grateful I said yes because I've met some amazing people in their youth. Cindy, I've talked to you, Marie, Sine, Christine. I've met all of you, and I've connected with a global collective of women who have a vision, who have a mission to be of service. And how can I not say no to how can I not say yes to that?
wow, amazing. I will never forget this day that you came in. You were all flustered, you were all red, and, and you were shocked to see all of us there. Oh wow, your sessions was incredible, and thank you for being our stand-in. And congratulations on continuing your study. I know that you will be amazing. So, my beautiful Christine, hearing I'm forcing people to be a Mrs. Pot. What inspired you to be a Mrs. Potts?
I think I'm going to say what everyone else said. You. And I mean, from the first, moment that you reached out to me, like, it's like, I have this opportunity for you. And, you know, for me, the biggest thing is going from invisibility to visible. And I have been a stay at home mom to a multi diagnosed special needs child. And that was my whole life until I burnt out and my life was being threatened by the burnout. And so rebuilding from that, I know what isolation and being alone and being overwhelmed can do. And so the idea for being able to be that for other women and to not take life so seriously is something that really matters to me. And so, given this opportunity, I absolutely want to give that to other women and to other moms, to give them that hope of possibility and to really know they're not alone. They're not alone.
Wow, thank you. Look, Nick, you got glasses. They got glasses. And for me, you are a hope, a beacon of hope. You are
Thank you.
incredible. So, my beautiful ladies, I'm going to give it over to Sunay, but I will have to duck down because I forgot to put my battery in. So I'm at the moment at 8%. So just, Sunaki, why did you, what inspired you to become a Mrs. Spots? And this was not my first time asking you. So you can tell us about that. Excuse me a minute.
Okay. Portia, I'm very glad I'm in the right company. I overslept for my first session on Tuesday too. I got up for my son for school and I did my meditations and I just wanted to take a cat nap. And just after 9 o'clock, my husband said, it's after 9 o'clock. And I thought I was going to die. So thank you for that. Nice knowing I'm not the only one. Sanet, you asked me the first time and I wanted to. I've got a pull in my heart to always help and make a difference in the world. And I said, no, time constraints. I just wasn't ready. And then when you came again, I thought, well, when opportunity knocks twice, you can't say no. And my vision from when I started with my coaching and transformation journey was to have an impact on women and to change the world, to make it a better place for the children. And I realized it starts with the moms. It's the moms that do all the hard work. Okay, there are dads out there as well, I know. But for me, because I'm a mother, that's where it starts. And this gives me a small opportunity to start making that difference for women to realize how valuable they are and what big an impact they have in the world. And to just hold up a mirror where they can see, flip, we're amazing. We're making a difference. Even if it's one child at a time, one word at a time, one hug at a time. And that's what inspired me to, it's been my journey. I just had to get in alignment with it.
I love it. And on Tuesday, we cried, we laughed. Portia, you would have laughed. We laughed. I could not even breathe. My stomach was almost lost because the laughter. And then I could not see. I was laughing so much and there was so many tears. But we cried first because when Sunay played that beautiful song, it just brought me to my knees, if I can say it, to say to God, thank you for giving me this incredible vision for Mrs. Potts and even the current Mrs. Potts, how that they have made a difference in our group. So I just wanted to let all of the ladies know that you can invite any lady. They don't have to be part of the Diamond Beauty group, but any of your friends, you can invite anyone, and maybe they will see how amazing all of us are, and then they would also love to join the Diamond Beauties Forever. I had quite a few ladies the last few 2 months that have left the group because they continually passing on products and services, and I don't approve it. I just don't, because our Diamond Beauties is not a selling, it's an inspirational group. But I know, Cindy, you said we talked about it. The right people will stay and the right and like-minded. And I like to say hard-minded
Mm.
ladies will continue. So, my beautiful ones, I am going to ask the next question. What advice would you give to somebody who feels isolated and looking for to find a sense of belonging? So, my beautiful Cindy, can I start with you?
I think that fear ends up being the big blocker for a lot of folks. It's like, wait, I don't know if I can go into that group. Am I going to be welcomed in? What's it going to be like? So I think, yes, fear might be there. And I'm going to use what Christine said, and you can still come in. And you can still come in because it is a warm and welcoming. Every one of us, you're coming into a heart-centered group with Sanet to begin with. It continues in the Mrs. Potts. Every one of us is a heart-centered being and are waiting for you with open arms to welcome you in. Whatever's going on in your life, it's okay. You can talk, you don't have to talk. I always say my tagline is, come as you are, right? Come one, come all, come as you are. If you're in your pajamas, it's okay, right? If you're dressed to the nines, it's okay. Come on in. Wherever you are in your life, it's all good. And I think every one of us would agree on that that's we're all trying to create a really safe haven. So if you're hesitating, Yeah, okay. You got a little fear, just say, okay, yeah, recognize there's a little fear there, and come on in anyway. I can't wait to see you.
I love it. And my beautiful Christine, do you know that I use your and a lot? So thank you for bestowing us your incredible gift of and. I love it. I love it. Uh, if I want to use the word but, I literally took the hand and I slapped my butt. No, 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 Sanet. And my husband said I'm a drama queen. You see, and oh wow, thank you, my beautiful one. So, my beautiful Mary, can you give us your wisdom on how you will be able to give somebody advice when they feel isolated?
Yeah, and I totally agree with what Cindy said, by the way, too. So I'm going to tag on to that because I just thought that was beautiful. And but also just knowing that you're not alone. I think a lot of people feel like they're the only ones that feel a certain way, or that might feel like nobody cares or whatnot. And you know what? All of us have been there. So please, please join a group of heart-centered, like-minded people who really care, and we form connections and friendships, and we just really love to be there for each other. Because I mean, my life isn't perfect either, and I think that we can all learn and grow at any stage. So take a step out of your comfort zone. I'm doing it with Mrs. Potts. I think that it's going to be amazing. I'm nervous but yet excited, so I'm trying to get the nerves out and just come as I am, and hopefully you love me. No, I'm kidding. Anyway,
We already love
I
you,
just
my
had to add
beautiful
that.
Mary. Sorry, we already love you so much. Oh, you are amazing. Thank you, my beautiful Mary. And you, my beautiful Portia, bestow on us your wisdom.
So, the first thing I would suggest for anybody who feels afraid is number one, find gratitude in who's currently in your life, first of all. And then, second, open yourself up to find other people who are already pouring into you in your collective circle, because I think a lot of times we forget when we're going through stuff, when we're going through grief, who is in our corner, who's pouring into us, who's checking in on us when we go silent, who calls us when we haven't heard from them in a long time and say, "Hey, I was thinking of you." Remember those people and then say to yourself, what is it that I really want in my next relationships, in building a community? Do I want people who are going to reciprocate the same love that I'm dishing out and not continue to be a taker and, poke a hole in my cup and it's continuing to drip over instead of being refilled? It's always depleted. Am I going to open myself up to people who are not only just refilling my cup, but how can I refill theirs and know that it's going to be reciprocated too? And then the last thing I would say is be grateful. I'm going to go back to gratitude all the time because an attitude of gratitude teaches you that nothing is truly lost. Gratitude is the what I like to call the life jacket that keeps you afloat during turbulent times. So lean in on that.
Portia, you just helped me now with a new design for my hat. How does that look?
I love it. The Queen Sinette.
The
Yeah.
Thank
queen
you.
flower. Oh wow. I just had to, and I thought, okay, what if I drop it a bit? Maybe it will look good. And it look, I'm gonna leave it. Thank you, my beautiful Portia. You know, my Portia, you are a young, beautiful woman. But I told you so many times, although your age, what your age is, but your wisdom is beyond measure. So for me, you are such an inspiration. And I know you have inspired so many of the ladies already in our group. So thank you for saying yes, my girl.
I didn't get a choice in that. I was voluntold from the beginning. Right, Sine? We were voluntold.
Yes. Oh, my beautiful Christine, do you have advice? And because you are currently helping beautiful moms to realize that they are so important. If they don't take care of themselves at the moment, they really cannot take care of their family. So there was no other way. When you were talking to me one day, and we were talking about Soul of a Diamond, the book compilation that most of us are in, you were saying something, and that day I got this. You will be an amazing Mrs. Spots, but I didn't know how I'm going to bring you in, because at that stage we had 7 Mrs. Spots, and it was working. But I always, my heart wanted to have a Mrs. Spots teapot 24 hours. I know it's not 24 hours. Every hour, but to cover from New Zealand to Hawaii. That anybody can join one session a day, like, cover the time frame 24 hours. So, what advice will you have for somebody that feels isolated?
For myself, what I learned is that the isolation came from shame. And I felt like I must be doing something wrong, that being a mom wasn't enough, that there was something that felt that was missing. And so I isolated from that shame, because I thought, oh, if I just loved my family more, that it would go like that it would make it all better. And so for me to break out that isolation is that I needed to say that out loud. And I needed to say, like, I needed to find a way to love me and my family. Like, what was missing in my life was me. And I was giving and giving and giving to everybody else, particularly my family, and I was depleted. And so feeling that isolation, feeling that loneliness, come. You are important and you matter. There's a reason that you feel that pull. Answer it. Answer that call. You'll be amazed at what you find.
Goosebumps. Oh, I've got another one for you.
Ooh. Love that.
I've got a whole bag of sunglasses. One of my power hours show, I said to the person that I've got a shock, and I could see he didn't believe me. I thought, okay, let me have the bag of glasses, and then every time somebody else gives me goosebumps, I will put the different glasses on. And I put the shock one, and he was quite surprised that I did have a shock glasses, but it's for children. So, ladies, as soon as I put it in, my brain goes, "Zoom," because it's too tight. Oh, show. My beautiful Sunay, what advice can you give somebody that feels isolated, that needs that sense of feeling they belong to something or someone?
Show up. I want to start like Christine started with where my sense of isolation come from. It was a lack of self-worth. And once I worked on that, I felt worthy of being seen by others because I didn't see myself first. And Einstein says insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. We have to realize that if we want things to change, we have to change, because when we change the way we look at things, the things we look at change. Um, so love yourself enough. Just click that button and show up. And I had another thought. I'm trying to remember it now. I had it the whole time. But yes, you are worthy of finding your tribe. And we can assure you that every single Mrs. Spots will offer you a safe space where you can be who you need to be for yourself at that stage. And she will hold up a mirror so that you can see how amazing you are, so that you can become the person who you want to be and just live your best life.
I love it. I love it. Thank you so much, my beautiful Sunaim. So, my beautiful ladies, there's one more thing that I didn't tell you what I'm going to ask you. But one of my visions, I saw that all of my Mrs. Spot have beautiful gowns on, ballroom gowns. So, for me, and you will know why I love Portia in a minute. But for me, I love Beauty and the Beast. I love, and I actually love the Wizard of Oz, and I want beautiful red ruby shoes, but not old fashioned, a little bit more modern, but it must all be glittered. Okay. And then the second thing on my bucket list, I want a real life dress that fits me, a ballad dress, but not the olden version, but the one that the lady that Emma, I think Watson or plays in, yeah, that last version, that dress. So I know that Portia has for her in South Africa, we call it matric farewell, but you call it the prom in America. She had a real life color yellow dress. Beautiful. So, what if I ask you, what will be your fairy princess dress that you would love to wear in my dream? Because I dreamt we went up the steps and we got an award for Mrs. Spots. So, my beautiful Cindy, what dress will you be? A poofy dress. We call it a poofy dress.
The poofy dress. You know who I think of immediately is Glinda from The Wizard of Oz. Glinda, the Good Witch, with the big beautiful crown. I think that's the dress that I want to have on with the crown and the wand and the wand.
I
Gotta have the
love
wand.
it. I love it. I love it. And while you were talking about a wand, I bought my grandson one of the Harry Potter's wands, not his wand, because that was so plain. I bought another one, and then he said, "Oh, me, I don't want that." So I do have a wand. Just give me 1 second. Look, it's still in the pocket. And he said, "No, I don't want that." So it's a Harry Potter one, but it's this one. And maybe, Portia, you will know who is this one.
Yeah, it looks like Harry's wand. Yeah.
Oh, they said to me, no, it's not Harry's one. Harry's
It's
one
not?
is more like a stick. But anyway, I have a wand.
Huh.
Cindy, I've got a wand. I don't know which one is that.
Little
My
sparkly star. And it's so appropriate because there's no place like home, right? There's no place like home, and this is home. This is home.
I love it. I love it. My beautiful Mary, and on your side, what poofy dress would you love to see yourself in?
Well, I always think of Cinderella and the glass slippers that always seem to fit. So I think that mine would be the Cinderella dress, that the princess style cut, that has the flare at the bottom, and I'd feel beautiful and I'd live happily ever after. is
I
that is
love
that
it.
a real life story?
I love it. I love it. And you, my beautiful Portia, will you stick to your ballad dress or do you think of something else?
So I'm trying to hold back the tears because I still have my prom dress. And the reason why is because my mom, come on, pull it together. My mom was gonna wear my dress at my wedding. So I'm holding on to my dress where I can wear it again. So if I do get married, I will wear that same dress to honor my mom because that dress symbolizes much more than just a single event. There was a lot of love, sweat, blood, and tears put into getting that dress custom made, getting me to the prom door. Those of you who know the story, my mom was a single parent, but she was amazing. She did it all. And I always want to honor her with everything that I do. So that dress, yes, I will wear it again. It's 10 pounds, y'all. So I'm gonna have to have one of y'all come over and help me put it on because that corset in the back, I can't lace it by myself.
Oh, wow. Wow, my beautiful one. You are putting so much love in my heart for you. My beautiful Christine, what poofy dress will you love to wear?
Oh man, you have me really thinking because unlike a lot of girls, I am not someone who identified with being a princess or wearing the big poofy dresses or anything like that. So when I think of those kind of ball gowns, I go more towards like the red carpet, um, like Hollywood type dresses, and so they're more like, sleek, and they probably cost a bajillion dollars, and they have the little tiara and whatever. So it's more I think about color than I think what it would look like. So I go with royal purple is the color that I would wear for a gown, and the accents would all be like the sparkly silver. Uh, yeah, that's what I go for in terms of what it would look like in terms of style. I don't know. I'd probably have to try on a whole bunch of different ones, and I'd need to be custom made because I'm under 5 feet, and so most traditional things in stores don't fit me. So yeah, that's what I would say.
Wow, I love it. So, my beautiful Christine, and you, please hear my words now. Go, and if you have time, go and start fitting in. I don't know when we're going to go on that steps, but I know we're going to do that. So, just
Awesome.
keep on dreaming with our poofy dress because it's going to happen. My beautiful Sunay, what would be your poofy dress?
Okay, I was a bit torn. I first went for Tinkerbell because she made me think of a butterfly. But I have to set on Maleficent. Yeah, I like her clothing style. I'll go for that.
Beautiful. So, my beautiful ladies, our show is done. Can you believe our time have flown? It fly. So, my beautiful ones, I just want to say thank you so much for being here. And then I quickly want to talk to the viewers, my beautiful viewers. Is there somebody that you know that their family is not contacting them, or that maybe your neighbor that they are lonely? Do you take the phone and maybe leave a voice note, or can you go and visit them and take them some cookies or something? Do you see somebody on a bench that's every day and he's not speaking to someone? Why don't you take the chance and just be there for somebody else? If you can be there for once a day, one person a day, how incredible. You don't know even what you are serving that person with love, what it's going to mean in their life. So for me, I am so truly thankful and so proud of all my amazing Mrs. Spots to have the space and give the opportunity for any lady to be seen, to be heard, and how incredible that we are serving each other with kindness, compassion, and love. So, my beautiful ones, we're going to have a dance, but I'm going to ask you first, Cindy, Mary, Portia, Christine, and Sinai, will you have a dance with me?
Yes.
Of course.
Thank you, my beautiful viewers out there. Will you have a dance with us? They said yes, they said yes. Here we go.
In the diamond moments of love and light, together we rise, our spirits take flight. In the beauty of each day and every night.